Today I'm going to share with you my yoga routine. We're going to take it down a few notches. Today I'm going to share with you the yoga routine that I do every time I feel a little bit tight. It takes about 10 minutes, and I've developed it specifically for bodybuilders. It's anybody that weight trains. This is the perfect balance to help you achieve a more balanced physique, and also help you to avoid injury, to create a little bit more flexibility, and to really focus on those body joints and muscles that I find most often get tense and tight through weight training. So it takes about 10 minutes or so. Best if done as a daily practice or as many times a week as you can do it. Before bed at night is time that I find that I do it. I honestly don't do it every day, but I do it every time I feel a little bit tight. And for me, a lot of the tightness comes in the back, the lower back, and sometimes in the knees. So whenever I feel that tightness start to creep up, that's when I make sure that I do this practice. Now, to prepare you a little bit, this is a very simple practice. It's based completely on stretching and holding stretches for a fair bit of time. We're going to hold them for about a count of 60 each, but you are more than welcome to press pause and hold them for much longer if you feel the need or the want. So we're just going to begin with some breathing. Just don't know where you've come from today. Don't know what you've been doing right before watching this video, but chances are you were probably doing something where you weren't really focusing on your breathing. In fact, we often don't focus on breathing throughout the day. So this is a good chance to just slow our breathing down. And then we can begin. You can see behind me, I have a bolster. You don't need this. It's only going to be for one or two poses at the very end. So you don't need it. So don't be too concerned if you don't have one. So we're going to begin. Make sure that your bum is down right against your heels. And we're going to lean forward. And you're going to feel a little bit of a relief on the lower back here. Maybe a little stretch. Maybe a little stretch in the knees if you're a little tight there. You also want to reach out in front of you just a bit and feel that stretch in the lats. All right, and then we're going to slowly move to our next pose. We're going to straighten the body out. We're going to put the elbows underneath the chest. We're going to arch. We're going to look up in the sky. I don't know the names of all these poses. I just kind of picked them up through, I don't want to say regular yoga practice, but relatively. And here you're going to feel in your lower back, your abdomen will be nicely stretched. You feel it in the front of your neck. All right, and then we're going to move from this pose. We're going to stretch the chest. Reach out, start with the left arm out. Bring the right leg up, almost like you're Spider-Man walking up a wall. And then we're going to press and look over our right shoulder. So this is really stretching the left front delt, the left pec, and you'll also feel it a bit in your bicep as well. The pecs are one of those things that always tighten up on us. They tighten up on us from training, and also from our posture, from working at our desks. Then we're going to go to the other side. You can play around with different hand positions for that right hand. You may like it like I have it with my index and thumb against the floor. You might want to rotate it more one way or the other. Whatever feels good. All right, I'm going to slowly come back to center. Just pause there for a moment. I'm going to roll over on the back. Now we're going to do a figure four. So left ankle goes on right knee, and we're going to reach through and grab the knee, rest the head, and slowly pull the knee into your chest. And you're going to feel this along the outside of your quad. You may feel this on your knee a little bit if you're tight in the knee. You could also, you'll also feel this in the glutes. Don't forget to breathe. And just pull enough that you feel that tension. Don't strain yourself. And let the feet fall. Pause there for a moment. And then we'll do the other side. It's not unusual to be more tight on one side than the other. Feel free to hold these longer than the video. You can just press pause and hold them longer if you need more work. And let the feet come back down. Then we're going to shift our hips to one side or the other. So let's shift them over to the right. Put the right leg over the left and let those legs drop. I like to put this arm out for a little bit of a chest stress. I like to use my left hand to pull slightly down on the knee, on my right knee. And this just enhances the stretch of my lower back, this twist. If this is your first time doing this, I do recommend doing it in the evening or on a day that you're not working out, because all this loosening of your joints, especially when you start, could make you more susceptible to injury. So you really want to, we return to center here. So you really want to make sure that you don't do it I wouldn't do it pre-workout anyway, even after you get used to doing it. Shift the hips to the left. It's the best as a post-workout thing or an evening thing to kind of loosen yourself up. Great. And then we're going to turn the feet to the floor, bring those hips back to center. If you want, you can do a couple rolls on the lower back here. See how that feels. Back the other way. All right, we're going to get to the seated position. We'll bring our left foot into the right thigh. I'll reach down. And what I like to do is I like to make sure that my leg is straight during this. So I'll put my left hand onto the knee. Just make sure that keeps straight. And then just go as far as you can. Pulling up slightly on that foot so you get a calf stretch as well as the hamstring. You also might feel this in your lower back a little bit. And if you like, you can actually even reach over with that other hand and grab the toes as well. Okay, come back up to center. Switch over. Grab the foot, left foot with left hand. Right hand goes on the knee to make sure it's nice and flat. And begin. Great. And then we'll return back to center. This is where we're going to grab our bolster. Place the bolster there. And kneel in front. Then we're going to slowly go back. Now, if you don't have the bolster, you may just find sitting on your feet is fine, especially if your knees are really, really tight. But if you have the flexibility, you can lean back a little bit. You can always put a big blanket or some pillows stacked behind you if you don't have a bolster. Just slowly go back. Try to keep those knees have to stay on the floor. And we're going to open up our chest. Get a little more chest stretch. This one is like painful at first. But you'll be surprised. If you do this on a regular basis, 3, 4, maybe 5 times a week, you'll loosen up really, really quickly. And of course, never push yourself. There's an uncomfortableness that comes with stretching. And it can be slightly painful, but know the difference between a stretching pain, and an actual shooting dangerous pain. If you get any sort of real serious pains, then I do recommend going to a doctor and getting checked out. Okay, that's good. And now all we're going to do is we're going to shift this bolster down under our knees. There we go. Whew. We're finished. We're finished our practice. We're just going to lay here for a minute. We're going to think of all of the things that we're thankful for in life. Or even just one thing you're grateful for in life. Just focus on that. And if you've kind of lost track of your breathing, this is a great time to focus back on it again. Nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I invite you to stay here for as long as you like. I hope you enjoyed this yoga for bodybuilding. It really is all the movements that I've found personally work great for me in keeping my body loose and able to go back and hit the gym hard. So I hope you enjoyed it, and see you again soon. Hoorah. Oh yeah, and please subscribe. I'm just going to lay here for a few more minutes. Hoorah.